Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be showing you a behind the scenes look of Davinci Codes and how Pandora's wallet is being developed and what software products we are using behind the scenes. And we're going to be talking about each of the different products and showing you a little bit about them and how we use them as we go along. So let's take a look. This is not sponsored, by the way. Any of these products are just, I just thought maybe it'd be cool for you guys to check that out. So if you want to, sit back and enjoy. If you're a software developer, right, you could check this stuff out and see how we do. All right. So with that said, let's start off with something you're familiar with. We use the remote desktop to log into one of our chain trackers. We have like 3 of these, actually 4 in total. And we use these to basically track whenever there's somebody sends a transaction. We actually send it through this broadcaster as well, through these as well, so that the transaction does go through one way or another. And then another thing is these scanners. This scanner basically scans the transaction manually through their RPC of the different nodes. So RPCs is really slow. This uses this tracker to do a little bit different from the scanner. The scanner does the RPC, which is very slow, very slow. So for Bitcoin, it's just impossible for it to do through the scanner because there's just too many things going on in the Bitcoin network for RPC calls to find out what's going on. So this thing goes and does it through the network port, basically. So it goes and reads the network port of the Bitcoin network or the network of certain coins that are very, very busy, in order to decode everything that's going on and place it into our database of who has what coins. And so we have a database, of course, in SQL. You can see right here, this is our SQL database, Pandora's database of all everything that gets stored here is basically users and stuff like that, who's connected, and header information and so forth. There's a lot of stuff in here that helps us keep coordinate of everything that's going on. That's these things connect to that database and update the database and check what's going on in the database as well. Another application we have here is a coin command center. This thing basically lets us know what's going on with each of the different coins. Allows us to see, okay, well, is this coin caught up? Is it how many blocks it has, right? And that allows us to store information about what's going on. So, for example, this coin has been disabled, right? And then another coin here. Let's take a look. Let's see here. Where was it? Okay, there it is. BlockNet. You can see BlockNet is blocks are coming down a little slow. It kind of works, but we put it on maintenance work mode until we figure out what's exactly going on with this. And the other coins which are disabled, we're going to probably get them working whenever we can, because whatever reason, some of them have some issues that we can't resolve right away. So we need to figure out what's going on by asking the developers, and that's a little slow. And sometimes there's no developers at all, right, to ask. So we have to figure it out ourselves. So as you can see here on BlockNet, right, you can see the message. If you move your mouse on top of this, right, you see blocks are coming down slow. And so we just basically update that here, and then you see that on your side, the client. So that's how that works. We also set, the fee basically here. The fees are manually entered. So we can adjust those things up and down depending on this particular coin. We plan to go on and build an application to do the fee through code and figure out what's the best fee, the most optimal fee. But that's going to come down the line in the future and so forth. So look for that in future updates. Yeah, so with that said, that's the whole of our server side, one of the server side applications, one of the many server side applications we may have for Pandora's wallet. And yeah, there's more to it than that. There's another server app. Also, there's an application on each of those coin servers, right? And this is just one of them, coin server 109. And it has a bunch of coins on it. And we can see those coins by just going list all from the command line, and it just basically does the same thing the visual client does. Gives you options to basically stop and start the coin and so forth, right, and all that kind of stuff. Right? This is all developed in-house here, of course, right, and we manage all our cryptocurrencies through these applications, right. Most of our systems have large firewalls behind it, and to protect against people hacking in. This is obviously behind our firewall, which is in the demilitarized zone, right? We have multiple zones on our network to help prevent against attack and loss of data. So I'm quite secure in the fact of providing this information. So even if we do get hacked, it will just be a limited area, and we will be able to reject the hacker very, very fast before they can do any real damage. And besides, even if they did, all they can do is disrupt us. They can't take your coins, they can't steal your money, so there's no point in hacking us. All right, with that said, we have also a GitKraken, which allows us to connect to GitHub, or actually we use Visual Studio to store our source code. And it's just basically JIT, the team source that Visual Studio has. And we used GitKraken to help us go through that, right? So that's basically us, making changes and adding to the software and so forth. We also, nice software here, we have FinalBuilder. FinalBuilder, again, none of these software that I'm showing here is, sponsored, so just something I just wanted to show people, so you could say, oh, that's cool. That's all, nothing much. But anyways, what we have here is basically FinalBuilder, which is basically a script application, which allows you to do a bunch of things like copy files and compile software and so forth, and calculate MD5s and all that kind of cool stuff, right? And allow us to build the software, right? We don't do this in here really effectively. This is just to build these list of commands, and then later on in another application, right, that's right here, we actually run through all those commands that are built here inside this server. This is a server actually here, called the build server, and it goes and builds the software and then outputs the binary files for us. So I could just go click here and I could type in release and quickly create a release version for this for Pandora's wallet. But basically I could just do a debug release, and then they'll just build it and increment the build number and so forth, and that's how that is done. Now that's where you see like the large number build numbers for Microsoft. That's because they have like an automated build system, so that I can actually program this build system, so every time we insert code through GitKraken, it will automatically run a build just to see if everything's working fine. And I don't have that running right now, but one day I will, where it just automatically runs the build every single time. But we just do manually builds for this software, and that's good enough for now, and that's why our numbers are not that high. But yeah, there's so many options in this build server. It's amazing. I love it. So yeah, that's one of the cool tools we have. Another cool tool we have, right, is the OnTime, which allows us to separate and figure out what's going into each of the versions of our software, what to work on next, what's the best, and then really organize in the Scrum fashion how to build and move this thing to completion all of our work that we do. And so this is one of the things, one of the cool tools I love as well. Another cool tool is Vsphere vCenter client. I mean, this to manage all your servers is invaluable. I use this to manage all the many different servers, even servers across different networks and different planes and stuff like that. And it's just invaluable because there's lots of computers, lots of servers, and then we have a lot of different computers inside these servers here. So this is the actual physical server, and then different computers inside that server. So we have coin server 01, coin server 02, 3, 4, and so forth. And they're all running through, and they're basically have like on an average about 10 different cryptocurrencies on each of these virtual machines. And then we have somebody managing these currencies and making sure that they're up and running, and basically have their coins, all their their coins are up to date basically, and ensures that they have all the connections are set and so forth, and everything's working properly. So you can see that here, of course, like I showed you before, and there's coin server 1, and you can see dashes on there, right? And it seems to be running and caught up. That's the last date that it found a block, so it's very recent, right? The dates are a little different here because of the this computer's on UTC time, and the coin server's on basically Chilean time. So it's it looks like it's a little behind that, but only by a few minutes. So. But that's normal. So there you go. And this one's like not behind. It's like 7:16. There you go. 7:16. There you go. So so there you have it. That's the coins. Now, I think moving on to another cool application is, of course, we have the SQL Server, right, with everything, and also Visual Studio. This is our main application that we use to code this application, the code Pandora's wallet. And another cool tool that we use inside of Pandora, of Visual Studio, is RevDebug. I like RevDebug because it allows you to debug an application after the fact. Meaning that, let's just say, normally when you debug an application, you set breakpoints, right? I'm sure if you're a developer, you'd understand that. And it would stop at this section here in the code. You would go and check out the variables and see what's going on, and then you assume that everything's right, and then you'd find out. Sometimes you'd say, okay, well, that was fine, but then it'd break a little while later. And with RevDebug, you can actually go back and look at every step through the application after it's finished running, and figure out what went wrong somewhere else. And this is free. This application is free. So I definitely recommend you check out that application. Also, they have a server version which allows you to basically do analytics on your application as it runs in the remote wild, and you can see exactly where in the world your application is running if you enable that feature. We've decided not to enable that feature on Pandora's wallet. We will be adding it to Pandora's wallet client. However, don't worry, we will not be sending back your wallet information on that application. So fear not. This feature will be will not be an opt-out feature. It'll be an opt-in feature, meaning that we'll not force you to disable it after installing the software. It will automatically be disabled, and you can actually set it to be enabled later on. Pandora's wallet is we're going to be raising prices for next month, so if you're interested in getting Pandora's wallet, I suggest you do it before or on April 1st. We're going to be raising prices after April 1st, so April 2nd or something like that. And so, if you just purchase even 1 month subscription, the advantage of that is that you will be part of our Telegram group forever. After let's see here, March 31st, no, not March 31st, sorry. At the end of April, going into May, we will be closing off that feature. You will not be able to purchase. You'll be able to purchase the subscription, but you won't be able to gain access to our Telegram group unless your subscription is up to date. So you'll be kicked out of our Telegram group if your subscription lapses. But everybody else is going to be grandfathered into a permanent, unlimited subscription to our private Telegram group, where I share my trades and how I'm trading. Because remember, I built Pandora's wallet to trade. And so I'm going to be showing you exactly what my trades are and everything that I'm doing. And so you can copy my trades if you like, and trade with me and see, and we could grow together. And you can see also my day trades on Bitcoin and stuff like that, and anything I do, any kind of stuff I buy. Like if I buy some gold, I'll let you know and stuff like that. So yeah, and then I also have a list of things that list of buys and sell orders that I have updated on a document that you have access to as well, and you'll see my portfolio as well. So yeah, if you're interested in that, just subscribe, right? Hit subscribe, and there will be an option, which I didn't get set up here, but there's an option to actually add your Telegram group information. And so I'm not going to show you that, but next time I'll show it to you. And then you could enter your Telegram group information, your Telegram user ID, sorry. And then we'll be able to add you. We'll be adding you manually, of course, into the group. So for now, and then later on, our application will develop an application to add and remove people automatically, so that we don't have to do it manually. So if you're interested in that, yeah, check it out, pandoraswallet.com, and subscribe. All right, thank you for watching. Cheers.